Namaste, Jai Hind, and welcome to this very special broadcast, ladies and gentlemen. Amid the raging debate over the Uniform Civil Code, we here at the Network 18 group, especially at CNN News 18, have done a groundbreaking survey conducted by a team of over 800 surveyors, all part of this entire News 18 network. We bring you the voice of Muslim women across 25 states pan-India with an impressive team of 884 surveyors, a staggering over 8,000 plus women taking the survey, taking the poll, making it India's biggest uniform civil survey till date. The objective was to understand the thoughts and opinions of Muslim women on the implementation of a common code or a common law for civil contracts, as outlined in Article 44 of our Constitution, the Uniform Civil Code. The surveyors engaged with women from different walks of life, capturing their perspectives on this significant issue. The survey provided a platform for Muslim women to express their views freely, without prejudice, and it was heartening to see that an overwhelming response and enthusiasm from these courageous women who all revealed their identities. We, for the sake of safety, privacy, and with respect to their privacy, are holding back their identities, but none of them chose to remain anonymous, ladies and gentlemen. The diversity of opinions that we encountered during the survey was truly eye-opening. It showcased the individuality and experiences of Muslim women from various states. In the next half hour, this mega survey by CNN News 18 serves as a powerful testimony to the thoughts and aspirations of Muslim women. What we are going to bring to you is only certain parts of the sample and the set of questions. We will focus on one or two important aspects, and through the course of this Monday, we will bring to you various facets of this survey, and it will culminate towards a mega broadcast this prime time from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. Now, it's a UCC poll, a mega News 18 network exclusive. Now, let's try and understand why we are doing this survey. The centre has pushed, the Prime Minister has spoken about the need for a common civil code or a universal law, common law for all. There are certain Muslim groups or entities who have opposed this. They have claimed it to be a majoritarian imposition. Busting these myths, personal laws and erosion, the myths around the personal law erosion, this survey wants to bring to you those voices who don't get a voice, ladies and gentlemen. A certain group of elitist, male-driven entities within the Muslim community, can they drive the narrative while they represent less than 1% of the entire Muslim population in our country? Now, what does the survey reveal? The survey reveals what India's Muslim women want. The poll explores themes that come under the ambit of the Uniform Civil Code or are likely to be covered under or come under the ambit of the Uniform Civil Code. Without mentioning a Uniform Civil Code, the survey explores the nitty-gritties. What do you think? Should there be the marriage age be raised to 21 for both men and women? Should it be the same? Questions like that. Questions that come under the ambit. Now, the other aspect, India's biggest survey, what is the methodology? Let's try and understand the methodology of this survey. The methodology of this survey very clearly says that on this UCC survey, the survey says very clearly that we wanted it to be pan-India. So we decided that we will go across the length and breadth of Bharat, 25 states and union territories covered. Methodology, more than 8,035 respondents in all taking part in the survey. 884 News 18 network reporters acted as surveyors. This was conducted on ground. This survey was conducted on ground, and it covered the 25 states and union territories in this very exclusive survey. 20 languages in which the survey was conducted. The questions remained the same. The languages differed so that they could understand it and answer it comprehensively. Muslim women across regions, across various sects and communities, and with social strata, educational, marital status, they were all covered, ladies and gentlemen. The on-ground survey was conducted between the 4th and the 8th of July. Professional licensed software has been used to collect, tabulate the responses, collate the responses. Zaka Jacob, our managing editor, joins us. Zaka, you've seen through the survey. Exciting. Did it startle you? The exercise itself, a mammoth one, and perhaps never before undertaken by anybody, not just a news network, but by anybody.
Oh, absolutely. Like you said, over 8,000 Muslim women have taken part in this survey. This is across 25 states and union territories. And this has been carried out by over 800 reporters. Now, this has been done using a mobile platform. A questionnaire was sent to each of these women who took part in this survey. I want to emphasize on this point that this was not a online survey like you do on Twitter or Facebook or YouTube. This was a physical mobile link that was sent, a questionnaire that was sent to each of the individuals who took part in the survey. They filled it up, and then a state-of-the-art software was used to collate all the responses of the 8,000 plus people who took part in this survey. Some very, very interesting findings which we will get to, but I think one thing we need to explain as to why have we chosen to survey Muslim women? Why not, Hindu women or Christian women or for that matter, any other class of citizens? The reason why this survey, the largest that's been undertaken by any media organization on the question of UCC and the issues therein, the reason why we decided to survey Muslim women is because they face the prospect of double discrimination, the worst of both worlds. Let me explain how and why. A Muslim woman faces discrimination by virtue of A, being a woman, and also B, by being a Muslim, so who is governed by Muslim personal law. Let me give you one example to illustrate that point. In the case of inheritance of ancestral property, which is covered under Muslim personal law, a Muslim woman or a Muslim daughter is only entitled to 1/4 the share of property, which means a Muslim woman or a daughter can only get half of what the son or sons get, which straight up would be discriminatory because if there is one son and one daughter, both of them should get equal share of property, whereas that is not how it works in Muslim personal law. The daughter only gets 1/4 the share of property, and the son gets 3/4 in the case of if there is one son and one daughter. In the case of a Muslim woman whose husband has passed away, a Muslim widow, a widow is entitled only to 1/8 the share of property. This is not the case for Hindu women or for Christian women because they get equal share of ancestral property. If there are two children, one is a son, the other is a daughter, both of them get equal share of property. So the reason why this survey was confined to Muslim women is because they bear the brunt of this double discrimination. Discrimination A by virtue of being a woman and B by virtue of being Muslim. And that's why this survey was conducted by the News 18 network reporters. More than 800 of them, 8,000 plus responses we have received. And like Anand was mentioning a moment ago, more than 90% of the respondents shared their details, their name, their age, etc. But we have, in the interest of their privacy, decided not to share the details of these individuals. But like I said, more than 90% of them were willingly giving their identity to take part in this survey. And some of the findings are quite startling, which we'll get to in a second.
The other aspect, Zaka, is that within the Muslim population itself, the Muslim women, do they really have a voice to voice their opinion and to keep their opinion? They are nearly 50% of the Muslim population in our country. But if you look at the narratives being driven are largely patriarchal. A group of Muslim women, elitist groups, that's how a lot of experts have pointed them out to be as part of the AIMPLB. They don't even form 1% of the total Indian Muslim population. So there's another aspect that you need to get the voice of those who will actually be affected, who will benefit or who are going to be, like you said, adversely affected if there is no common law that governs the personal law aspects of civil contracts.
Yeah, absolutely. In fact, if you saw the wording of what the All India Muslim Personal Law Board put out last week after their meeting was that majoritarian morality cannot override the rights of minorities. That's the exact phrasing that they use. So the reason why we did this survey is to find out from the Muslim community what they actually think of Uniform Civil Code. And I want to stress once again that we did not mention explicitly in this survey Uniform Civil Code, but it sort of surveyed the entire gamut of issues that are touched by UCC, whether it is property rights, inheritance, divorce, marriage, number of spouses you can have, etc. And some of these findings, like I've been saying, are quite startling. We also have a division in terms of demographics as well of the total respondents. So how is the response in the 18 to 25 category? How is the response in the 60 plus category? Similarly, what's the response if you're a graduate plus, if you have a basic graduate degree or above that? What are your views and responses to some of the issues that come under the ambit of UCC? And if you are not a literate person, a literate Muslim woman, then how are your responses shaped? So there are various nuances to the results that we have found. And I think we would go through at least a couple of them in this broadcast. And then, of course, we will tease up to our big roadblock primetime coverage tonight at 7 p.m. to reveal the entire details of the mega UCC poll.